Classical economics. Picture an economy as a massive machine that runs best when left alone. This is the core idea behind classical economics, born in the 18th century when Adam Smith published The Wealth of Nations in 1776. Smith introduced us to the invisible hand, the idea that millions of people, each pursuing their own self-interest, unknowingly create order in the economy. When a baker bakes bread, they're not thinking about feeding society. They're trying to make money. Yet their pursuit of profit ensures people get their daily bread. Classical economists believe that prices, wages, and markets naturally adjust themselves. If bread becomes too expensive, bakers will see an opportunity to make money. More bakers enter the market, increasing supply and bringing prices down. If wages in one industry are high, workers flock there until wages balance out. This school gave us David Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage, the idea that countries should produce what they're best at relative to others. England might be better than Portugal at making both wine and cloth, but if England is much better at cloth and only slightly better at wine, both countries benefit when England focuses on cloth and Portugal on wine. The classical economists had one major warning: government interference disrupts this natural order. Tariffs, price controls, and heavy regulations are like throwing a wrench into our economic machine. Their motto? Laissez-faire, let it be. Marxian economics. If classical economics saw the free market as a harmonious dance, Karl Marx saw it as a battlefield. Writing in the midst of the Industrial Revolution, Marx wasn't just proposing an economic theory. He was diagnosing what he saw as a fatal disease in capitalism. At the heart of Marxian economics is the labor theory of value, the idea that a product's true value comes from the human labor put into making it. Picture a worker in a factory making chairs. In 8 hours, they might make 10 chairs that sell for $50 each. Their wage? $80 for the day. Marx would ask, if the worker created $500 worth of value, why do they only receive $80? The remaining $420 is what he called surplus value, essentially profit extracted from the worker's labor. This leads to Marx's concept of exploitation. Capitalists, the factory owners, grow wealthy not through their own work, but by pocketing this surplus value. Marx saw this as an inherent feature of capitalism, not a bug. Like a pressure cooker building steam, he believed this exploitation would eventually lead to revolution. Marx introduced the idea of historical materialism, the notion that economic systems naturally evolve through stages. Just as feudalism gave way to capitalism, he predicted capitalism would inevitably collapse under its own contradictions, leading to socialism and eventually